Hi, boys and girls. In reading this week, we are kind of talking about analyzing text even more, and we're doing it by comparing different types of text. So yesterday, we were able to analyze and look at text by the same author, two texts by the same author, and today we're going to look at texts in a series. And it took me a little while to figure out which books I wanted to use for this. But then I remembered the books that I use for you in the guided reading Zooms, they have series all the time. So I pulled two that are part of a series. We might have read some of these before, so if you have, that's okay, because it's okay to go back and look at stories over and over again. And if you haven't, that's okay too. So we're going to start by me reading two stories, and I'm going to show you how I'm comparing two stories in the same series and making connections. And then on the student page, I will read two more stories, and then I will let you make your connections about those stories on the student page. So here's the two books I'm going to start with. You can tell they're part of a series right away because they have the same characters in them. You can see the little squirrel here, and here's the little squirrel here. And if you look down here in the corner, it says these are part of the Bear's Den series. So these books are going to have things in common. So listen as I read both of these stories, and then we're going to talk about them. This one is called Bear's Paint Problem. So when we look right here, here's some of the characters: Bear, Rabbit, and Squirrel. Bear saw some paint and some brushes. "I don't need these," he said. "I will give them away." Bear put some of the paint and brushes by the gate. He said, "I will find more things to give away." Rabbit saw the paint and the brushes. He said, "Bear is going to paint the gate." Squirrel said, "Let's help him." Uh-oh, that's not why that paint's there. Squirrel got a can of paint. She painted the top of the gate. Rabbit got a paint can. He painted the bottom of the gate. Oopsie. Bear came back with more things to give away. Rabbit said, "We painted the gate for you." Squirrel said, "But it does not look good." Well, at least they realize it doesn't look good. Bear picked up a paint can. He said, "We can make the gate look good." Well, he's taking that pretty well, isn't he? He's not mad at all. Bear painted the gate with Rabbit and Squirrel, and the gate looked very good. Well, that's cool. Okay, so let's read another book that's part of the same series. This one's called Bear's Den series also. It's part of the same series, but the title is Too Much Help. So if we look here, here's the characters: Bear, Rabbit, Squirrel, and three little snakes. Already, I noticed that Bear, Rabbit, and Squirrel are the same characters that were in the other book. So books in a series tend to have the same characters. This one has some new characters, the three little snakes, but everybody else is the same. So I already noticed that about this series. Bear put a new plant in his garden. He gave the plant just enough water. Squirrel saw the new plant. She said, "I will help Bear." She gave the plant some water. Okay, already I see something that they have in common again. In the first book with the paint, Squirrel and Rabbit thought that Bear needed help when Bear didn't. They thought that the paint was there to paint the gate, but it wasn't, and they decided to help. Here, they think Bear needs more water on the plant, but he doesn't. So they're trying to help again and probably causing a problem, just like in the other one. And I even see Rabbit coming. So I have a feeling Rabbit's going to probably help too when Bear really doesn't need any help. Rabbit saw the new plant. "I will help Bear," he said. Rabbit gave the plant some more water. So yes, exactly. Again, they're helping too much when no help is needed, just like in the first story. The little snake saw the plant. One little snake said, "Let's help Bear." They gave the plant more water. Uh-oh, look at the plant. It doesn't look like it's doing so well, does it? Bear saw his plant in the water. "What happened?" he said. "I gave my plant just enough water." Squirrel said, "I gave the plant some water." Rabbit said, "I gave it some water too." And the little snake said, "We did too." Bear doesn't look super happy about that, does he? Bear said, "My plant has too much water." Rabbit said, "We wanted to help." "You can help," Bear said. "I will show you how." Bear's friends worked in the garden. Bear showed his friends what to do, and Bear had just enough help. So it looks like he fixed it. Okay, so more things that I'm noticing. So these books in a series have the same characters. The characters even behave the same. Bear is doing something, and the other characters want to help Bear. So they're being really kind, but they kind of end up causing a problem in both stories. They end up messing things up. But I also notice how Bear responds to them. He doesn't get upset, like he kind of does in the too much water at first, but he finds a way for them to help fix his problem. The same in this one. When they messed up and painted the gate when he didn't want it painted, he found a way to make it work. The same in this book. So in this series, I am noticing that as they help, they figure out a plan to make it right and work together. So that's something that this series has in common. All right, so that is that for the lesson. So I'm going to stop this video, and then when you go to the student page, there's going to be a separate video where I'm going to read 2 books, but I'm not going to talk about them. And that will be your job. Your job will be to explain what is happening in that series. All right?